Now we're going to go into how to utilize Gmail as your central email platform and single login to get to all your email, or at least to any email you want to bring in to Gmail. There's two things you need to do to get started with this, and that has nothing to do with Gmail at all, but your existing email host or email provider. You'll need to forward, and if you're using cPanel, a lot of hosting providers and email hosting services will use cPanel as an interface. So this is what it looks like if you use it. It's very common, so I'm giving you a screenshot from one of my other computers. Just do a search in the cPanel search, type in forward, you'll get the forwarders, click on that. The next thing you'll need to do is either create an account by using the same cPanel search, type in email, and click on that email account's icon. If you already have an account, you'll just need the credentials. And the credentials consist of a username, which is usually the email address, but it doesn't have to be, the password, and then the email server. And after you have changed those things or got your credentials in hand, then we can go back into your Gmail account. After you're in Gmail, go into your settings so we can add that external account in here to accounts and import. Then we'll add another email address. And for testing purposes, I created a demo account for these purposes. So you just type that stuff in there. And in this case, I want to make this distinction here. We want to treat it as an alias or not. And I'm going to say not. So I want to take the checkbox out. If you treat it as an alias, you don't need your credentials because Gmail will attempt to send this email for you. And it'll kind of make it look like it's sending from the Gmail at 3cwd.com. But if the receiver looks really closely at the email you send them, they'll know it came from Gmail. So what I like to do to make it look really authentic is you take that away so it's not an alias. Don't let it treat it as an alias. Go to the next step and put in your credentials. Now I'm going to put in my email server for my service, which is SiteGround. This is this particular email server for my email account. And you have a port number on the side there, and they'll give that to you. Typically it's 58746 or 465. But of course it depends on what your hosting provider tells you it is. And then we're going to use whatever security method they use for encrypting your messages. Add the account. It's going to ask you to verify the confirmation code. The confirmation code was delivered to this address, whatever address you were adding to your Gmail account. In my case, it's gmail at 3cwd.com. Because I already forwarded this email address to this account, it's in the inbox. And I've already created a filter, so it was filtered to skip the inbox, and I'll show you and demonstrate that in a minute. But I need this confirmation code to complete this process. So you want to type that confirmation code into this window or paste it as I've done here. And that's that. So now it's attached to this account. And I'm going to change one more thing in here that I didn't, I've changed it before, but by default, it'll always be, your replies will always be from your default email account, which in this case is your default Gmail account, which is located right here and also can be seen right here in your accounts and name here. But we want to change it to reply from the same address because nothing's more confusing than a person who receives an email from you, or somebody who sends you an email gets a reply email from a completely different address. So you don't want to do that. You want to reply from the same address the message was sent to. And I'm going to take that filter away because I don't want to demonstrate this filter quite yet, but I'll demonstrate how to apply the filter in a minute. I'm going to leave the label there, just remove the filter. Okay, so there we go. We're going back to the inbox. I'm going to demonstrate how to create that filter. Okay, so we have the email that came in right here from another demo account that I created for this video. And it came into gmail@3cwd.com. And what we want to do is we want to create a filter for all these emails so they apply the label to distinguish it from the regular email you're going to get from this account right here, which is 3cwebdesk@gmail, which is my default email address on this account. So what we're going to do is filter addresses or filter messages like this, not from, but to. So any message that comes in to the Gmail at 3cwd is going to be filtered to assign this label, 3cwd for Gmail. And we can choose to skip the inbox or not. I'm going to choose to skip it just to keep it really organized and keep it really separated. And we're going to filter 2 conversations that match this search, and we're going to create the filter. So now we're not going to have those messages in the inbox anymore. We're going to have them here. And now I want to demonstrate that with another test message. All right, so what's going to happen is now we're going to get another email, and it's going to skip the inbox and go right into this label called 3cwd for Gmail. And you see, as I refresh, I kind of forced to refresh, so I would make sure that that thing popped up faster than it normally would. And it skipped the inbox, didn't go to the inbox, went right here. And we have the notification 1 for 1 new message, and it's here. And now if we reply to this address, or this email rather, it should show up from Gmail at 3cwd.com. And let's see what it does. See, that's wrong. And for some reason, this happens when you don't refresh this page. I don't know why this is happening. So as we're looking in this email, we're gonna try replying to it to make sure it responds from 3C. Now what we're going to do is we're going to reply to this to make sure it responds, or it becomes from this Gmail at 3cwd account rather than this 3cwebdesk@gmail.com. So it's to quick demo, but it's from the incoming. So it came in from here, it's going out the same way it came in, which is exactly what we want. And there we go, we're going to send that message out. And that's how you assign multiple email accounts to Gmail. Let me just show you where you go, settings, accounts and imports, and just start adding them right here. And make sure you hit the reply from, same address the message was sent to.